What's going on, guys? Rule Legend TV here, back with another video. Back with a video talking about the mil-surp market, military surplus. We all love military surplus. I do. Can't get enough of them. Really enjoy the history. If you're like me, you've kind of always been a history buff, and you really have enjoyed firearms, and you enjoy seeing the progression of firearm technology throughout the years. Now, if you want to get your start in firearms technology, you should look. I'm just kidding. You've seen enough Sonoran Desert Institute ads, and I'm not sponsored by them. I just thought that'd be kind of funny. But anyway, guys. So, mil-surp markets. We love military surplus, and we know that currently the market is very high. It's expensive to buy military surplus. There are a few different guns out there that are pretty cheap. You can come in sub 500 category. And for the YouTube algorithm, I'm going to time out here. I'm not selling, I'm not promoting the sale, I am not advertising weapons for sale. This is merely a market discussion, and we're discussing trends within a market. This is like the stock market, so thank you, YouTube, for not penalizing me for that. All right, back to it. We know that it's expensive to buy military surplus right now. There's high demand, was high demand for a long time, thanks to things like movies, pop culture, just general interest in collecting, video games, Battlefield, Call of Duty, all these different games where you could play as somebody and, run around with an M1 or a Kar 98 or a Mosin or something like that. And you could experience in the video game, these weapons. So there's a lot of interest in that. I've talked with a lot of people who are young who are saying, yeah, I want to do this because of Call of Duty or whatever. I think it's great. The more people we can get into the gun community, the better, even if it is just starting out with military surplus. All right, guys, quick little plug here. Since we're talking about military surplus, jump in the comment section down below. Tell me what got you into military surplus. If you own one, what's your favorite? Tell me out of what you do and don't own, which one is your favorite. And then start a fight in the comment section about how the guy who likes the Kar 98 is wrong because a Mosin is superior or vice versa. I don't care. Jump in the comment section down below. Create a shit show. I love reading y'all's comments. All right, back to the video. So, market high. Price is really high. The supply is fixed. We'll say, I don't want to say low. We'll say fixed because there's no more coming in. So, simple supply and demand. Y'all know this. If supply is down or fixed and demand is up, the price increases. And you have to have a shift in one or both of those supply and demands to change the pricing of that particular item. Can't really do much about the supply yet. We'll talk about that in a second. The demand is the first indicator, and this is something that I have noticed. Over the past, I'll say 5 years, maybe longer than that, the demand has been high. These games come out, these videos, whatever, come out. People are really interested in these weapons. The demand goes up, prices go up. And everybody starts, if they have one of these and they think, man, I can make a buck off this, here's a, Kar 98 that, and they'll come up with some bullshit. And so put it on Gunbroker for $2 grand. Gunbroker is the bane of military surplus. If you're looking for mil-surp, don't go to Gunbroker. Waste your time. But for years, you could get mil-surp cheap. For a weapon like this is a Mosin Nagant, 1940. It's cool when you have something like this to think, oh man, 1940, what's the chances that this actually saw combat? Maybe it's pretty good. We don't know. We can only speculate. Sometimes you'll get, especially at gun shows and on Gunbroker, you'll have people who claim they have something that, is an SS Kar 98 or, Saw Battle of the Bulge weapon or something like that. And, maybe there's some markings, there's some SS markings and stuff like that. Those are often faked. And Vintage Warfare has talked about this. Really, it's hard to authenticate things like that. But boomers will love to tell you that this is, the French toast division of the SS or, whatever bullshit they'll feed you. But, they'll always talk about, they'll point out cartouches in the stock and, stuff like that, Waffen-Opps on Kar 98s. But, stuff like that, and they'll inflate the prices. But you used to be able to get like a Mosin for $120, $100. SKSs, same thing. You know what these are going for now. You know what SKSs are going for now. $500, $600, $700, $800, sometimes even more. Why is that? Well, there's no more coming in. Yes, you could 20 years ago buy a case of them, a crate of 20 for $1,000 or one for $100. You could do that. Can't do that anymore. The demand's up, supply's not there. Prices go up. We've discussed a little bit of how the demand is up, but now that the economy is kind of going in the other direction, people are struggling. The demand is going down. I've already talked to gun stores in my area, pawn shops in my area, who they will not touch a military surplus weapon because they know they can't sell it. They'll sit on it for a long time, and it's just not worth their time. So the demand, from what I'm hearing, at least in my region, the Southeast, Mid-Atlantic region, the demand's starting to go down. And so as the demand goes down, prices should start to reflect that over a period of time. Now you still have places like Gunbroker where they're going to keep their prices high because it's, the boomers who are, setting their prices on the crate of 20 Mosins that they've got. Let's shift gears from demand to supply. We talked about supply being fixed. Kind of. The reason I say kind of is because you have a lot of military surplus that is in the hands of these boomers who are kind of aging out. They're getting up there in years. Some of them are selling their collections so they can go sit on an island in Tahiti, sip an umbrella drink while a pretty little girl wearing a coconut bra brings them, another one. Whatever it is, some of them are taking that forever sleep and their families are selling their weapons. As those guns start to hit the market, more and more and more, because there are a lot of people whose grandparents and parents own guns who they could give a shit less about. They don't care about these old guns. They don't care about them. If they have a gun, it's for self-defense. They have a Glock they keep in the house, or a rifle they keep in the house, or a shotgun or something like that, or maybe they can still carry. They're not surplus collectors. Some people who are just not collectors of them because they're not interested in it. That helps. So as these people age out and these start to hit the market, there will be more available, thus reflecting in the price over time as the price comes down. And unless we get a huge shipment brought in from Ethiopia or some other country that we discover in some warehouse in the desert, there's probably not going to be a huge influx at once. And I think, there's some folks out there, some importers who are bringing imports in. But there is, kind of a back and forth about import marked and stamped firearms, values, etc. But if you're in it just for the gun, just for the sheer history of it, you don't really care about that stuff. So I hope this kind of helps and gives y'all some optimism, guys. I do think in the future we will see reduced prices. Will we ever see a $100 Mosin again? No. Maybe the Mosins will be $300 or $400, and same thing with the SKSs. Maybe a $800, M1 or something like that. And some of the rarer guns a little more expensive, but I do think we've hit a peak, an apex of the military surplus pricing market now. And so I think if we can wait it out a few years, I think we'll start to see those prices reflect a reduction in the demand and a little bit of a spike in the supply. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to have more videos coming up talking about military surplus and shooting some military surplus weapons. I have one particular rifle that I've been saying for months I'm going to get to the range. I know. We're going to get the Type 99 out. We're going to have some fun with it, and it's going to be a good time. So stick with me. If you're new to the channel and you sat through all this, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please, really helps the channel out, and hopefully we can get monetized at some point. I can make a little bit of change to help feed my Milsurp addiction. But I appreciate y'all guys watching. Stay armed, stay safe, keep your heads on swivel. Odor doom, y'all be good. We'll see you in the next one.